the group at the Rangus Association. Then we're having Mr. Michael Hurley Feedlots again this year. I think he's got some interesting topics to touch on about Rangus County. Where do we want to start? Kyle?
All right, thank you, John. Thank you, John. I was just out here last week riding around with Mr. Cop 60 and got to see firsthand some of the things that he was doing as far as grass and pasture management, things he was doing as far as fetal programming and taking care of his cows nutritionally in the last second and third trimester of the gestation. What I saw, everything that he's doing there, he's doing all the right things. Good job on that from that front. But as John said, my name is Kyle Caldwell. I'm the Director of Field Services and Strategic Projects with the International Rangus Breeders Association. I'm from Texas originally, but I live in Natchitoches, Louisiana right now with my wife and Jennifer and my 16-month-old son, Case. I've been on with IBDA since about November. My role within the association is I go out with producers, go to farm gates, and provide just some field services and some association insights from that standpoint, some market insights, as well as manage some of the strategic initiatives that we have that set up Rangus for a better performance across the industry as a whole. And I stand here tonight, we've got a lot to really optimistic about, both in the cattle market as a whole, but from the association standpoint as well. As I'm sure Michael will touch on here in a little while, calf markets are up, really up. And just last I saw here, a few days ago in Texas, I saw some 6-weight steers that were bringing about $2.02, or $2.02 per pound. Even saw up in Nevada, some of those same 6-weight steers are bringing about $2.20. Those are Rangus steers too. So I mean, depending on where you look at it, that's $1,300 to $1,800 per calf paid. I know inputs are up, but still, that's pretty significant. And I know some of our western neighbors out to the west, and I know Michael said that Kansas is finally starting to get a little bit of rain. But the way that I see it, some supply and demand tells us that the more rain that we get, the more cattle that we can keep retaining, the more females that we can keep retaining that would originally go to feedlots. That's less cattle that are still in the feedlots then, drives demand even higher, drives prices even higher. So I think that as high as prices are right now, as good a position as we are in right now, there's still demand and there's still room to grow on that standpoint. So I think we're in a really good standpoint there. Keep that in mind whenever you're making purchasing decisions tomorrow. That really high quality $5,000 bull, you can afford it because prices are going through the roof right now, and we're in a really fortunate standpoint right there. So as I said, it's more important than ever to really make sure that we're maximizing all of our returns from that standpoint. And right now, as high as calf prices are, right now is a really good time to invest in that next high quality that's going to make the most impact on the genetic footprint of the herd moving forward. It's also important to make sure that we're making cattle that not only fit our environment and are fitting our ranch, but are driving value for those later on in the cattle production process passed over our plate. And I'm talking about the packers and feeders making calves that we know are healthy, that are going to make us great while packing on pounds with high levels of food efficiency. Those of us that have been raising Rangus for a really long time, like John has, knows full well that Rangus is more than capable of meeting that challenge. Rangus can do it all. The slogans and catchphrases don't do a whole lot for guys in the packing and feeding center. They need hard facts and hard data to accomplish all that and move the needle. So what we did to try to give them those hard facts and those hard data is we came up with an initiative that we call the Rangus Value Project. And we designed this project, one, to benchmark Rangus cattle carcass quality as well as feedlot performance across the board, as well as make some better commercially relevant EPDs for things like actual barley score instead of their muscle fat percentage, carcass weight, and tenderness. In order to accomplish this, we identified 5 of some of the most high-use Rangus and ultra black sires out in the market today. We didn't select these sires based off of potential harvest quality or feedlot performance or anything like that. We did because they had the highest level of genetic footprint possible. They had the most progeny, their pedigree, and the animals further back in the pedigree had the most progeny out of the crowd. We thought that their data could make the biggest impact. So we identified these 5 Brangus and Ultra Black sires, bred the commercial cows in Oklahoma and Texas, and were able to source 90 steers for this first round of the project, sent them off to the Southwest Kansas feedlot, and put them on a grow-safe system. Those of you that are not familiar with the grow-safe system, it's essentially just a way that we can monitor feed intake as well as feed conversion. It's essentially a fancy tag that goes in a microchip tag that goes in the ear of each calf. As they stick their head through a special gate at the feed pump, scans the tag and it'll measure exactly how much feed they need out of that feed pump. They also get weighed every time they go to take a drink of water, so that we can get real-time feed conversion data live in that instant. So once those calves left that feedlot, we were able to garner exactly how much they were able to gain. We know exactly how much they were able to gain. We know exactly how much feed they ate, and then we got some great data back from Cargill. What we got back on that was that these Brangus and Ultra Black sire calves saved about $50 a head in terms of total feed costs and gained about 3/4 of a pound more pound for pound of feed than about 25,000 other contemporary calves that entered the feedlot at the same time. These same Brangus calves also sold for a $62 per hundredweight premium on a grid, compared to 25,000 other calves in the lot that same day. At Cargill, we went to Central Cargill, Dodge City, where they got harvested, and we went to the grade data off of them. We had 93% of those calves grade USDA choice and higher, 56% being up to 2/3 choice, qualifying for certified MSP, and 4% declined, with an average yield grade of 3.5. They weren't too bad. Then took a snake sample out of each loin and sent it down to Texas Tech University for tinnitus testing. And what I didn't mention earlier is that we also included an Angus reference sire in here just to compare our Brangus and Angus and see how they kind of stacked up across the breed there. What we found there from a tinnitus standpoint was that 98% of our Brangus steaks were very tender and tender. Fell in that same category and matched right up with that Angus reference sire. So that was pretty substantial from that standpoint. The last thing I wanted to talk about here is to put all of this into perspective. This information is great, but if you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to apply it, then it doesn't mean a whole lot of money. So those of you that have a little bit more gray hair in this room than I do, know that 10 years ago, something called the Choice Select Spread, or the measure of demand from a pound of choice beef to a pound of select beef, was sitting somewhere right around $5, maybe $8 a pound, or $5 to $8, something like that. As of Thursday, the Choice Select Spread is $20.62. That is outrageously high, with about 85% of feeder cattle on average in the U.S. graded investigations. So what that tells us is that despite a near record amount of cattle graded USDA choice, we have an unheard of level of Choice Select Spread, unheard of high. That tells us that even though we're making 85% feeder cattle graded USDA choice, we need more of it. We need more and more of it. Unfortunately, I guess I should say unfortunately, most land in the U.S. is not, obviously, the Midwest. It's ideal for running cattle, and not everything will be the same as Kansas, right, Michael? You bet. Not every square mile of land in the U.S. will be like the foothills of Kansas and Nebraska. Weather and all the terrain is ideal for running cattle. Most of the land in the U.S. is for running cattle is in what I would call harsh climates and harsh terrain. I'm talking about hot, humid Gulf states. I'm talking about the hot, rough, rocky terrain of the Southwest, the deserts of Nevada, Fescue Belts of Kentucky, and all of that is Brangus country. If we as producers are to meet the ever-increasing demand for high-quality meat, it can't all come from the Midwest. It's got to come from Brangus country. I'm talking about Florida, Louisiana, Rancho, Arizona, and Brenham, Texas. Now, of course, with the Brangus Diamond Project, we're not just talking with round one, those are just results from round one. Round two is in the feedlot right now. We expect those to go to harvest here in the next 60 days or so. Round three is on the ground right now. Round four just got right about a month ago. So we're moving in a really good direction there. We're really happy with the results of round one. And if there's any questions or anything y'all have about this project, we're going to help drive demand for Brangus cattle, Brangus industry, and just both locally and abroad. I'll be here all day, all tonight and tomorrow for sales, so if you want to reach out or ask any questions. Again, I'm Kyle Caldwell, I'm over Brandon. Over Brandon.
Great job, Kyle. Again, my name is Michael Erla. My family owns a feedlot in northeast Kansas. Put it geographically in perspective, we're about 91 miles west of Kansas City Airport and about 2.5 to 3 hours south of prior to our feedlot experience, my family started in the Brangus business in 1985. Glenn Brinkman, maybe was might know the Brangus breed. Genetics started in Eureka, Kansas. A family, my grandfather and dad, I guess, insightful enough to want to do something different than everybody across the fence. So we pursued Brangus in 1985 and have been there ever since. I thank John for the opportunity. It's been nice to know a couple weeks ago that opportunity was going to come up tonight to speak to you all. These gracious folks have told me to come here and not told me I hadn't talked. So bear with me. I know you're all hungry, but there's a few topics you wanted me to cover. John and I have known each other not too long. We didn't talk a year, but very familiar with this program, the genetics, recognizing cow handlers in his background. They're very familiar on our range and probably mostly agree. The importance of IMF and EPD in today's market is undeniably the most impactful decisions you can make. When I was a 13-year-old boy trying to figure out my footprint in my family's operation, it was actually that EPD program where my grandfather and dad said, whoa, what does this mean and how do we track it? We've been feeding cattle on our operation. We grow crop, over on hay. We have a commercial herd of about 500 cows and a registered herd of about 75. But in 1985, when we switched to the Brangus, as you can imagine, 90 miles west of the Kansas City Airport, those years could have been a burglary to our neighbors. It was scary. That experience of having calves sired out of Brangus bulls is what led us to expand our feedlot operation and retain ownership. Where we are today is 100% of the calves in our feedlot are retained by owners like John and many others, and if I tried to buy them tomorrow, they'd laugh at me. And that's not by accident.